Deacon John Williams will be ordained as a priest of the Diocese of Springfield. He completed his formation at Pope St. John the 23rd National Seminary in Weston, Mass. He's also a former U.S. Marine who did 2 tours in Fallujah. Williams will be ordained at St. Michael's Cathedral on June 21st at 11 a.m. Congratulations to him.